From what I can tell, I think that graphical hiccup I was having also went away. I think. I was having like a weird sort of like briefest little tiny black. Oh no, it's still going on. It probably something with my filters. I'll have to live with it because I'm not going through and sorting those out again. That took like 2 hours.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it takes a while to get the game to look exactly how you want it to look in terms of like when you use the NVIDIA filters, there's like 10, 15 categories you can change, and each one has like 4 or 5 settings in it. When you install Reshade to a game, there's literally like a couple of hundred things you can adjust. Yeah, I mean everything from multiple types of bloom with different levels of strength to color changing to contrast changes, texture like lighting differences. There's so much you can fucking adjust, and it takes a while to get it exactly how you want it. You have to sit there and try every effect one at a time to see. I kind of like this change, but what if I tweak it? Okay, I like it, but now that I've added this other change, now that makes my first change more bad or worse. So I have to tweak that now too. It's it's worth it ultimately in the end, but yeah, it's a hassle.
Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, I've definitely had my share of graphic fiddling.
Yeah, yeah, you know how it goes. All right, now that our characters have done,
Have committed religious bigotry against each other.
yeah, now that they've mocked each other for who they are, I guess we can go ahead and should we just continue with where we were before? I guess.
Sure. What's we did Athelian Louis last, right?
It looks like we did the Screaming Bell last.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
So next is Fort Brochenbrook.
Roxenbrook.
Broxenbrook.
This is a neat one.
All right.
The goal is to lift a siege.
Oh, okay. Sounds
Yeah.
fun. I'm trying the assassin class for the first time.
I'm going with good old witch hunter Saltspire.
Was that the original one?
Yeah, that's the classic.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure yet what I'm going to think of the assassin because I like that first one so much. The was it War Maiden or Maiden Fair? Maiden something?
Waystalker.
What is it?
Waystalker.
Oh, okay.
They're the wood elves who watch the paths leading into the magic forests and keep out assholes.
Makes perfect sense.
It's snowing. I've never had this map snow before.
Cool. I like that. I like that we get these little surprises.
Yeah.
And yeah, I can then confirm, not that you already didn't know, I guess, but I can like doubly confirm that that first map, when you're in that kind of burnt down town or whatever, the very first map, you are able to get it in both rain and normal day, because I was getting that back and forth while trying to adjust my settings.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah, it was a feature I hadn't quite noticed. I don't know why. I guess there was a few other maps that I was sticking to a lot that were more indoors, perhaps.
Maybe, yeah. This is cool.
Yeah, a little lakeside property here. No skulls will be split, sir.
Okay, I am definitely going to have to change one of my settings. In fact, hang on, let me try one thing really quick. There's one setting I'm going to change right now because that lake is flickering, and I don't think it's supposed to flicker.
No, it's not.
I wouldn't have thought so. Driver. That's all I heard.
He certainly had ambitions on grabbing somebody, but he didn't make it that far.
Okay, sure enough, the graphical thing that I thought was the one that was possibly going to cause problems was the one that was causing problems, so I'll have to keep that one off for now.
I see.
Yeah. Very excited to get that potion.
Gruber, pick it up. Oh, it won't allow the bots to pick it up until a player picks it up. Man, okay.
Might as well.
I do find it funny that you can just order the bots. Gruber, you do it.
Oh, wait, you can? You can tell them directly?
Yeah, by holding the tag button, when it pulls up that little wheel, you can then, when you're looking at an item, you can specifically tell one of the bots to carry that item.
Oh, cool. That's helpful to know.
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go.
Kruger says, I already have one.
Oh. I'll have to try the other guy.
I think Barton's probably already also got one. We start with one, remember?
I did not remember that.
Yeah, only on this difficulty, though.
Oh, okay.
one of the
Oh,
odd
that's
little
pretty
things.
fun.
Whoa. Oh. Goodbye,
I
head.
tried
You didn't
the
need that.
I tried the invisibility thing just now for the first time, and that was a little bit more fun than I thought it was going to be.
Oh, yeah, and if you hit an enemy in the back, most enemies, that is a guaranteed instant kill with the shade.
Oh, okay.
Whoop. Something, something, doom the world. I hear you, I hear you. Whoop.
Mike, I heard the character talking about your eye. Everyone seems to mock your character for only having one eye.
Yeah.
Why does he only have one eye?
Skaven took the other one.
Ah, okay.
So, at the time, like, this is a pretty spectacular event, what's going on right now, this massive Skaven invasion. The Skaven used to be more secretive prior to what's going on here. And the official platform of the government of the Empire, where we're running around in, was to say that the Skaven don't exist. So that people didn't get into a big panic about the fact that there are millions of rat people living underneath all of our cities. And
Understandable.
Saltspire was kind of notorious for breaking with the government policy because he'd had a bad run-in with Skaven where they took his eye.
Ah, okay.
So before the Skaven were running everywhere, he was controversial because he said we can't ignore the Skaven. And now the Skaven are running around everywhere, so he gets to feel good about himself.
I see. Pretty Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Which one came first?
That's a good question. I want to say Game of Thrones, the first book, which was just called Game of Thrones, was 86, right?
Oh, God, was it that old?
Or was it 92? I can't remember.
I thought it was 90s, but you might be right. I don't know.
It could be even 96. The first few books he
Oh,
got
I
out
think it
very-
was 96.
Yeah, the first few books he slammed out wham, wham, wham. And then, of course, long absence.
More successfully got.
Yeah, long absence, then Dance of Dragons as the show came out, and that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just thinking the other day that once we get to the point, it's 2024 now, once we get to like 25, 26, it'll be just about a decade since the last things that he wrote about appeared in the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, another few years, it'll have been a decade since even the stuff that he last wrote about will have been in the show. I mean, that's like I found myself thinking, like, oh yeah, remember Cersei's Walk of Shame? Like, that's the last thing that they wrote about with her in the books, and that happened like 6 years ago on TV.
Yeah.
Good lord.
And he just made a public announcement saying he wanted to write this and that and another. But, like, don't worry, guys, I'll wait until after Winds of Winter. Like...
So he's still gonna write another thing? Jesus.
Yeah, like...
At least this time opposed... No, go ahead, sorry.
It's like one of those things of like, dude, you just say you have too much anxiety to finish the books.
Yeah, I mean, I've said this before in a more cynical way, but honestly, just without, sarcasm or whatever, I would respect it more if he just said, I'm unsure of myself, I'm a little anxious, the show changed this, that, or the other. I would prefer the direct explanation as opposed to, just kind of unintentionally probably stringing people along.
Look at the siege in the distance.
Oh, cool. I didn't notice that. Wow,
you can see the Skaven are throwing boulders at the city, and the city every now and then shoots a rocket.
I'm seeing that.
Oh,
yeah.
lightning as well.
I saw the lightning a second ago. I think we're timed up differently.
Yeah.
Zealous Doomy?
Yeah,
it sounds like it's bad.
That's one of the two sorcerers. I have some of the dwarfish memorized, but not all of it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, storm sorcerer.
Ah.
That's the bad one.
Supposed to... Okay. Oop, I didn't mean to actually drop down. I was just about to ask you if we should, but too late now.
Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah.
Fuck it, we ball.
Doing it live. We ball. I was watching another What Happened the other day, and I forgot that Matt has a tendency to call the PlayStation 2 the PlayStation Double Ballin'. Is that... yeah, that's the second episode I can think of where he's done that. And I don't know if that's a reference to something, or if that's just him, like, mocking, like, playfully making fun of, like, hip-hop culture to call it that.
I don't know if he's necessarily making fun of it. I think he just finds it amusing to use hip-hop culture statements for things that don't apply to it, right?
Yeah, fair enough.
using terminology incorrectly is instant comedy.
It often is.
As long as it's obvious that you're, intentionally using it incorrectly for comedy's sake and not just stupid.
Yeah.
Oh boy. We can talk about this.
Pretty bold of her to say she's being thrown again. Oh, I'm dead. How did that happen? How the fuck did that happen?
It punched us off the map.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I was almost at full health.
I forgot. The monsters can absolutely throw you off the map. So if you're fighting a monster, be careful. Remember where your back is facing, because that's where you'll go if the monster hits you.
Okay, I've never had that happen before. He sumoed us then, I guess. We went outside the playable area.
Yeah, we both got thrown in the fucking river.
I did, yeah. I landed, and at first I was like, well, get up. What did a sorcerer grab me or something that I can't see? Why am I here? And then just my energy was at nothing, and that was quite the surprise. Now I know.
Yeah, I watched myself explode into whatever I had on me, like some potions and shit.
It's very cool. They still give you the points for what you still accomplished to that point. That's very nice of them to do that.
Yeah, you have to complete the level to get the strong box or whatever, but the level ups you still get.
Cool. I like that.
Right now, Fort Braxenbrooker is about the only thing stopping the enemy rampaging fire.
Every now and then, when the game loads a little bit too quickly and he cuts off the narration, it almost seems like our character's getting impatient with Loner.
Yeah, well, at this point, they're fed up with him talking about skulls, so they don't really care what else he has to say. They're like, yeah, he's going to mention skulls at the end of that somewhere.
Yep.
He called it, he mentioned that there's a rampage going on, and that reminds me of somebody did a video on a game called Zoo Rampage, and they were just making fun of it. Like, they were playing it, and they seemed to more or less be having fun with it, but they were, yeah, the skulls, I got it.
Skulls!
Yeah, the guy was playing Zoo Rampage, and he was playing as I guess the game is. He was playing as an elephant or whatever, like various animals, and like running around tearing up the zoo and like knocking over enclosures and shit like that. And the whole time the guy was just like, "Oh boy, here we are with Zoo Rampage. You can do anything in Zoo Rampage. You can fulfill your wildest dreams. Look at this. Let's destroy the zebra, the stupid fucking zebra." And he was just having a lot of fun with it. It was actually a pretty entertaining video, and it triggered my thought of it when the guy said Rampage.
I'm thinking I'll fire you lot and replace you with fucking elephants.
Yeah.
Maybe the elephants will bring me back some skulls.
Yeah, that actually reminds me. As much as this guy's been talking about skulls, I last night when I was testing the changes I was making, I saw that I could. Hang on, let's deal with this thing first. These monsters. I saw that running around grabbing the skulls that are dotted about in the map apparently aren't what he wants. Because I grabbed like 50 of them, and it still says that I only acquired 6 of them.
It did seem like I was grabbing a smaller number than I had thought, but I still managed to get 100 of them in a reasonable span of time. Though I will say that doesn't make him shut up, though. He's still... I gathered the 100 skulls necessary to get the special portrait border, and he's still talking about skulls!
Okay, so I'll make him shut up, but the ones that... I guess I am correct to be grabbing the ones that are dotted around the map, though?
If you gather 100, you get a special portrait frame for your character. It's a cosmetic.
I'm wondering why... Oh, you know what? I just now realized.
Already?
That's right. Yeah, that was kind of quick on this one.
I appreciate this area better than the other one. I don't think
That's what I was just going to say.
Oh, right, I forgot Witch Hunter can tag enemies and cause us all to deal more damage. I should have done that from the beginning. Whoops. Sorry.
Oh. It happens.
Yeah. Is there anything in this little shack here? Little fishing
You would
shack?
think so.
Oh, there's a health potion. And another health potion.
Millions of health potions. You know what? I only just now... Well, go ahead. What were you saying? Hark?
Barden went ahead and took the liberty of healing 30 health of the health potion so he could help himself. I do appreciate
they do that.
Yeah, I appreciate that actually they programmed the bots to recognize, like, okay, ordinarily this would be a waste of healing, but otherwise we're just going to leave a potion behind, so who gives a fuck?
Right. I'm very surprised they have that detail. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, the bots are very smart, with only a few exceptions.
That's good. We need more games like that.
Yeah, like I said, there is the one exception of they don't recognize that Saltspire Zealot, or Zealot Saltspire, that's the proper way of saying it. The Zealot Saltspire doesn't want to be healed sometimes, so...
Right, yeah, that much is
Oh!
unfortunate.
Ow! Sorry, I hit the barrel.
Oh, no, it's okay. I didn't take any damage.
Oh, okay, I guess that... Right, friendly fire isn't turned on easy.
Yeah, I actually threw it there with the impression that one of us was going to get it. I figured that I'd get there first, but apparently you did. Which is fine. It did what I wanted it to do.
Yeah. Kruber, that's not a permanent solution to the hook rat. He just shouted at it and called it a day. And he just went up, oi! Which, you know, still knocks it over, granted, but then he just walked away, didn't finish it off after he knocked it down.
It's a funny thought. Like,
I mean,
hey, you! Alright then.
Yeah, it's an automatically funny special move, because it's honestly just that he shouts, and I guess the Skaven, they put it over so hard that they get bowled over.
I like the idea that they're putting it over. They're like, well, we gotta go along with this.
Yeah, we got a kayfabe, brother.
Yeah, we don't have to make it look like that was effective, but we better do it anyway.
If I don't take a bump here, Vince is gonna be pissed. I don't want to work myself into a shoot, brother.
You know they're saying that.
I don't want to work myself into a shoot, brother.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it in their voice, exactly. Gotta sell. Reminds me that Andy Serkis was on Conan a few years ago. I only just saw the clip. He was doing both the Gollum voice as well as the voice of Caesar the Ape, and that reminds me that just the other day I saw Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, and I'm curious as to whether or not what the last Apes movie you saw, if any. I couldn't remember. I know Ted hates them, but I couldn't remember. None? Wow, really? Okay then.
No, they just don't interest me. I don't know. To me,
Fair
like,
enough.
I don't know. Monkeys creep me out, right? Like when I see monkeys,
Some people, yeah.
I just think of it's not like there's a lot of people that are disturbed by like how human they look. I don't care about that. What disturbs me is that story of like the stories of them like eating
Going crazy and eating people.
Yeah.
That's chimps. Yeah, chimps are. A lot of people are scared of gorillas, but those are actually the more relatively speaking docile. Chimps are the ones. Tim Roth played a chimp, a crazed, like violent, animalistic chimp in the Tim Burton version of Lord of the Rings. I'm sorry, Lord of the Rings, Planet of the Apes. And that would be kind of a different movie. And
9 rings were given to the kings of men.
To the apes.
And 12 rings to the kings of the apes.
To the chimps. Yeah, he was in the Tim Burton Planet of the Apes, and he really made the movie. Like he just chewed that scenery up. And
I've never been unhappy with Tim Roth in a movie.
He made that movie. He was by far the best thing in it. And a lot of people would say that's a low bar because a lot of people hate that movie. I didn't think it was terrible, but it's not really great. But Tim Roth was just. I mean, he was like just a sneering, violent, jumping around, attacking shit. He was. I don't know. He brought it, and the reason I bring part of that up is because he said, well, yeah, I it's not just that I'm the bad guy in this movie, but also just people think that gorillas are freaky and baboons they're scary, and he's like, no, man, look up chimps. Chimps are the ones that'll just fucking suddenly just jump up and tear you apart.
Yeah.
They seem nice until just suddenly they fucking lose their shit.
Yeah.
Which is true.
Matt, in hindsight, I didn't think about it much at the time when I first watched it, like 10 years ago now, but Reservoir Dogs, that's 4 really strong core performers between Keitel, Roth, Buscemi, and Madsen.
Yes, true. Yeah, even the supporting characters are pretty good. Like Chris Penn, he was good.
Yeah.
The older guy, Lawrence Tierney, he was very good. Not really a bad performance in that movie. Although you did name the 4 principals for sure.
Yeah. Well, they're also the 4 out of the 6 heisters that actually live long enough to have characterization.
That is true.
I mean, like, shit, Tarantino's guy we at least get 2 scenes from. Old Mr. Blue or whatever has one scene where he doesn't talk, and then the next time you hear about him is just simply Lawrence Tierney walking in and saying, Mr. Blue is dead.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he dies off screen. He's just at the very beginning. He has like 1 or 2 lines, and he just doesn't show up again.
Yeah.
And what I love is that when Reservoir Dogs came out on DVD, I was very excited to get it, and it was available in like 5 different versions, color-coded to whatever character happened to be on the cover of the box. I guess it was like
Ooh.
a collector's thing. Yeah, I only bought the one. I'm assuming most of the people did as well. But I guess like each character, like there was blonde, orange. I think there was orange. There was blonde, white, brown,
Yeah,
and I'm
Tim Roth was
guessing
orange.
orange. Okay, yeah, that's the one I've seen the least then by far. But I bought Mr. Brown, which is Tarantino, and I couldn't care less about him in the movie. He also only has, well, he's got the big monologue at the beginning, but then he otherwise doesn't have much to do with the movie. But I bought him thinking he would be the hardest to find. Like, this is going to be like the really rare one, because if I'm going to buy any, I might as well get the one that's going to be like super prestigious, because it's like, well, he's the director. No one's going to buy it, because of his character. His character is meaningless, but he's the director, so this is going to be like the edition to own. No, I have seen that movie used 75 times, and every time it's Mr. Brown. Every time, without fail.
Yeah, I guess Tarantino's not a guy you want sitting on your shelf.
I guess not. That ugly mug.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely made the wrong call on that one. I've seen Orange maybe twice. Now that I think about it, I think I've seen Mr. White like once. I think maybe Mr. Pink would have been one. I don't know why he wouldn't have been.
Well, Mr.
Maybe they had
White,
5 of them.
I couldn't imagine them selling the front cover of Mr. Blue, right?
No.
Here's
If
a
that
dude
exists,
with a mustache.
Yeah. Who dies off screen. That's how important this guy is to the story.
I think he gets one line when Tarantino's talking about like a virgin, and it's just
Yes,
simply
I
something
agree.
along the lines of like, uh-huh.
Yeah. He has like an affirmative like grunt. Mm.
Yeah, yeah. That must have been quite the casting call.
I don't even know if that's like a known actor, if he's been in something. He looks like he would be. He looks like a character actor, but his face doesn't look familiar to me beyond the movie.
Yeah, I can't
Like, he's got a
recall
memorable
ever
face.
seeing him in anything
No.
else, I mean. Not even in
Yeah,
Tarantino's other stuff, which is pretty weird because Tarantino likes to reuse him some actors.
He does, yeah. I'm trying to think of anyone he has not used that's in that cast. Tim Roth was there again. Madsen. Yeah, Michael Madsen and Tim Roth were both in
Hateful Eight.
Hateful Eight. Yes, thank you.
And Tim Roth was in Pulp Fiction. Michael Madsen was in Kill Bill.
He was, yeah. Michael Madsen, he's used him a few times then.
Yeah.
He had a lesser role in Hateful Eight, but it was still a pretty important role.
He's the-
He has...
I will say he has one of the lines that sticks around in my memory. Ain't got no gun, Sheriff.
Oh,
In the fucking slow-mo.
Slow motion. Yeah, don't kill me. My favorite line in that movie may be when, spoilers anybody, it's a good movie, go watch it. When Sam Jackson blows off the head of Channing Tatum, whoever his character was, I don't remember the name. Yeah, and they're like, he was giving up. Well, he took so long, so I did it for him. He was taking so long.
And that's a great one, because Channing Tatum, like, we get the flashbacks that give Channing Tatum some more scenes. But if it weren't for the flashbacks, you would honestly see Channing Tatum in that movie for about 30 seconds.
That's true. Yeah, he's coming out of the hole and he's raising his hand, smiling at his sister, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Which is one of the reasons why I love that he got killed so quick. It's like, oh well, okay, I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, it was one of those things where, like, it's a bit bold to expose yourself at that point when the only two remaining guys are both more or less dead and have no reason to really care if you die.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I hadn't really looked at it that way. He really probably would have been better off just hanging out. I mean, they would have found him eventually down there, but he would have at least probably had better cover. Maybe take out a couple guys before they get him.
My memory is he comes up because they say they're going to kill his sister, right?
I think so, yes. I think that's what finally gets him out.
But of course they wind up killing her anyway, so... Jackass.
That's right. Who kills her? I don't know. I guess Sam Jackson...
They string her up together, remember?
Oh, correct, yeah, and then they die. That's right.
Yeah, well, it's kind of the thing ending where,
well,
like...
strongly implied.
Yeah, where it's like, it's virtually impossible these two make it out of here, but we don't watch them die.
Yeah, they're in what appears to be their final moments reading the letter together, and then I think maybe they just kind of like just start breathing and closing their eyes or whatever, and the movie ends.
Yeah, which, I mean, holy shit, like, it's one of those things where that movie, even though it's obviously not a horror movie, nonetheless, that movie has The Thing written all over it.
Oh, it does, down to the soundtrack.
And it only just now occurred to me, oh, yeah, that's the Mac and Childs out in the snow ending.
Oh, true. I never looked at it that way. Down to the ethnicity of the characters as well.
Yeah, though it's kind of
Characters who were at odds and then now they die together. Sorry, what's that?
though it's kind of reversed in a sense, because Sam Jackson is black and Keith David's black, but Keith David is the one we've seen less of, who is kind of a bit more of a duotagonist or tritagonist, while the main protagonist is undeniably Sam Jackson.
Yeah.
In Hateful Eight, and Walton Goggins fills the role of being the one that's untrustworthy for much of the film, but winds up more or less working out.
Yeah, he winds up actually being a pretty good guy, all things considered.
Yeah, and the final line of the movie, well, Sheriff, I think I may have misjudged you.
Yeah, I loved Hateful Eight. To me, that was the best Tarantino movie of recent times. I think most people feel completely the opposite, and they usually say Django, but yeah, for me, Hateful Eight was the one.
Tarantino's one where, like, he reuses a lot of elements, but Tarantino, like, the core heart of the stories is always different. He doesn't repeat himself a lot.
Yeah, no, not really.
His aesthetic repeats and his casts repeat, but even then, he always casts them in wildly different roles.
Yeah.
Like Tim Roth in Hateful Eight is entirely different from Tim Roth in Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
Is
Completely.
entirely different from Tim Roth in Reservoir Dogs.
Yep.
Okay, so what we need to do is we need to deal with the Skaven artillery that is shooting at this fort.
Makes sense.
So there's a cannon here.
Ooh, I can aim it, huh?
Yep, hold the button and line her up.
Alright, what should I be aiming at? Will it be obvious?
You don't need to manually aim it. You hold the button and the cannon aims itself,
Oh,
and pop.
there it goes.
Boom.
Sorry,
Down they go.
fuckers.
Now the trouble is that the Skaven brought backups.
That works for me. I'm having
Yeah.
a lot of fun with this build. Oh, one of them just went flying 15 feet in the air.
So hidden all around this little square courtyard here, there's all kinds of pickups, including, importantly, extra cannonballs.
Oh, we can still keep shooting?
Yes, we have to,
Oh,
because
interesting.
the Skaven keep rolling up more artillery.
Oh, that's what you meant by backup. Okay.
Now, since we're on easy difficulty, one of the spare cannonballs is right next to the cannon to begin with, so we don't need to find it. I want to
So
say on
it
the higher
is.
difficulties, though, you need to actually go and find the extra cannonballs across the castle, across the fort.
Oh, interesting. Need a little extra gameplay thing.
Yeah.
Side objective.
Yeah, they do a really good job of differentiating the big end set pieces of every level in this game.
Yeah, I've noticed that. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Some reward different skills. Some it's more about holding out in one spot. Others it's about, okay, do a puzzle. Others it's, search this area.
Yeah. Break the bell, etc.
Yeah, that one's probably the fastest to do if everybody just rushes forward and smacks it. But because that one's probably the fastest to do, they made sure that's one of the only ones that will definitively always summon a boss for you.
Ah, okay.
Because there will always be a rat ogre that bursts out of that crypt.
Ah.
Not that I'm complaining, it's cool fighting monsters.
It is, yeah. Very
Especially-
satisfying combat.
Especially when you're playing a class that does very good monster damage. Like, the Shade does, of course, just absurd damage to the monster as long as she's behind it.
Yeah, I've been trying to do that. It actually refills a little bit more often than I would have thought. I should be using it more. The last couple times I've tried to use it, people have already wiped out whatever I went behind to try and kill, so it was meaningless.
Yeah, easy difficulty problems.
Yeah. I'll try it now.
You really want to use it to deal with, like, Chaos Warriors on the higher difficulties and get them done with easily.
Yeah, I tried to use it against the rat ogre that wound up throwing us in the river, but I guess it didn't. I wasn't able to get as much damage in as I would have liked.
Yeah. The thing you naturally have to worry about, of course, is that the bosses, like I said before, are programmed to follow and go for whoever's dealing the most damage to them currently. So you gotta have a plan for, okay, I'm gonna do a bunch of damage, but I gotta be ready for him to turn around to look at me.
Right.
Oh, yeah, I guess we fired the cannon twice, and there's now a third array of artillery, so we need to look around for a cannonball.
Oh, yeah, I should have specified that. I got it a second time while we were talking a couple minutes ago.
Yeah. Oh!
Now, they won't be in just, like, some random place, right? Like, they'll be noteworthy as to... Okay.
Actually, let me go check back and see if the cannon isn't already loaded. It might be that you get 2 spare cannonballs.
Okay.
Chop, 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 chop.
Oh, I'm loving it.
Yeah, this big old greatsword, I'm just like a lumberjack of Meat.
A meat jack.
Yeah.
You're gonna jack that meat.
Oh, ho, ho. I'm lumberjacking it.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Kruber. Okay, are we gonna... How do we... Oh, okay, the cannon is aimed, but we do need to find a cannonball. Luckily, the game has pointed one out for us.
Oh, that's right. We followed the objective there, the shield.
Yeah. Good thing, because otherwise this sort of map might be terrifying on the higher difficulties.
Yeah, I can see how it would be. This has been a non-stop onslaught, which again I'm enjoying, but yeah, on the higher difficulties that could be a problem.
Yeah, it's a neat idea to have a siege level.
It is.
Okay, cannonball. You carry it like you would an explosive barrel.
Oh, you physically hold it. Okay.
Yep. Oh boy. Don't mind me. Witch hunter coming through with a cannonball. Now I wonder, am I holding it properly on your screen, or is it like the?
You actually are.
Oh, okay. Because the training dummies,
you're
of
holding
course, you don't carry properly at all.
Yeah. The dummies for some reason aren't set up right, but yeah, you were hoisting that exactly as I would expect one would.
Gotta be careful with them cannonballs. They might roll away. Ooh.
Oh, can they really? They have physics?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And let's watch that third artillery. Oh, Jesus. Let's watch that third artillery array go. Boom. Oh, shit. Everything's
That's quite
going.
a bit. Oh, shit.
Yeah, I think we hit the sweet spot. Break the siege.
Flee for your lives.
All is lost.
Yep. And then, of course, after Gandalf hits him, prepare for battle.
I forgot that Gandalf just hits him.
He straight up knocks him out.
Right.
One of those little crowd-pleasing moments.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm always a fan of Denethor lighting himself on fire like a jackass.
Yeah, kind of loses his shit.
We have pursued them beyond the walls.
I'm trying to figure out how to get to wherever you are.
Jump down to the courtyard and out the front gate, brother.
Yeah, okay, I guess that makes sense. I only just now realized, too, the skull thing, being able to take the skulls. I forgot that the power went out here before I was able to finish the level where I was deliberately grabbing a bunch of skulls. So that would explain why I've got so many of them, but they didn't count.
Oh, yeah, that'd do it. Shit.
We had a violent storm here last night. It was about as close to a tornado as you can get.
Oh, God, it's been crazy the last couple days out here in the eastern Midwest.
Very stormy.
Yeah, we've been getting a shit ton of it over here. Derek has been getting tornado warnings like every fucking 12 hours.
I bet. Yeah, you guys are getting what came through us then last night. Actually, before I went to bed on Discord, I said, hey guys, if you're out there, be ready, because we just got some shit. I mean, we're talking like half a, like the trees that have been up here 100 years, they're like half torn in half now in my dad's yard. And there's other places we just saw today where trees have actually collapsed and fallen through houses.
Ooh.
Yeah, you don't want that kind of shit.
No, it's gotta be rough when you're in there, because I've been there when a tree fell on a window in the same room I was in, but didn't break it.
Oh. Didn't break it? That's a surprise. Strong window.
Yeah, well, it was more so that it was the top of the tree, so it was just more so foliage rather than the stronger. Of course, trees the wood get bigger and thicker the further down the tree you go.
Yeah.
So
you didn't get hit by like the base of the limb kind of thing.
The funny thing was that I was actually sitting in the seat that was right next to the window, as in if it had successfully gone through the window, it would have got me, until honestly, half a minute before that tree went, my mom said, hey, Alex, you should move.
Yeah, I might want to move.
Move to this couch on the other side of the room, because I couldn't see behind me. I couldn't tell that tree was going. And that tree had been there. That was my childhood home, and I was probably 15 years old, and that tree had been there my whole life, so that was pretty wild.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very wild.
Yeah, we wound up, it was a pair of trees framing the entrance of a bridge, and we wound up tearing up the other one, because we figured, okay, well, if the soil wasn't able to hold this one that's right next to it, we probably don't want to take our chances with the other.
Right. Yeah, that was probably a good idea.
That line in particular makes it seem like Lawner's losing his fucking mind.
Yeah, I think that's the first time I heard that one too, so that one could definitely have been worse.
Lawner, it's all... with how everything is going on, it's honestly like this is not real. We are like peering into some fucking nightmare realm. That is not Loner. That is a demonic parody of Loner.
Yeah, that's right. Somebody put in an imposter.
Every now and then you just hear him go, souls. Anyways.
Does he actually?
No.
Oh, be funny if he did.
I would love it if he did, but... Oh, I got a deed.
A deed?
A deed! Special challenge levels that have extra rewards.
Oh, cool.
Oh, I got an axe.
How do you... I guess you get those through the chest then, based on what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It is. Let's see, was that... Ah, yes it was. Oh, well, I don't need 2 of these. Hang on, let me scrap
That's
that.
what you think.
Yeah? Yeah, I'm gonna get fucked.
Quite possibly.
And not in a good way.
Yeah.
Not by the sexy demons, by the other kind.
Yeah, why can't it ever be a succubus?
Yeah, Warhammer has sexy demons, but those ain't the kind we're dealing with.
Yeah. Symphony of the Night had an illustration of a succubus that was super hot. I have the figure of her, but she doesn't look quite as hot as she does in the game.
Ooh, was that Lilith? Are you talking about the boss one?
I think she was just straight up named Succubus. I could be wrong, though. It's been a long time since I played.
Because there's
she had red hair, long red hair.
Yeah. I think she was like seemingly very much based off of a villain character from Berserk.
Oh, really?
I think so. Because Berserk has 4 dark gods, and one of them is a succubus, seductress sort of type, who has red hair and she has bat wings. She's like got a corset.
That sounds right.
She's got a corset, and it's like a braless corset, though.
Yes, that sounds identical, yeah.
It exposes the boobs, but she always uses her bat wings to cover up the nipples.
Ah, okay. That sounds about right. Yeah, the figure has the it's funny that apparently in Japan she was completely braless, but in America they put a little plastic piece on there. But I learned that you could pop it off with a knife. Pretty cool. Now the Simon figure of that same line was like the succubus. You can't really move her; she's more or less statuesque. But the Simon character has great articulation. He's extremely well detailed. He's one of the best figures I have, and I guess he's very expensive now. I got him while the getting was good.
20 years ago, I mean, when McFarlane Toys was starting, there was so many cool fucking action figures getting pumped out.
There were, yeah. He was kind of like the premier toy line. First, it was was it McFarlane? There was Movie Monsters or Movie Maniacs. There was a really good line of horror characters called Movie Maniacs, and I think that was McFarlane. That NECA kind of took over for a while, and I think it went back to McFarlane again. Those were kind of like the 2 big collectors brands. Probably still are.
Yeah. McFarlane is definitely still in operation now. I remember 10 years ago seeing, 10 years ago it would have been 2014, so actually 12 years ago, when Breaking Bad was starting to hit at the peak of its popularity, walking into GameStop, probably for one of the last times in my life, and they had on the shelves action figures of Walt and Gus. I think Saul.
I have those figures. I don't know if it's from that same line or not. I'm assuming it is, because I don't think that's a brand that had a lot of different action figures. Funkos and stuff like that, lots of variants, but I think like as far as quote action figures, I think they only had the one.
Yeah, it would be kind of unusual for a lot of shows to get action figures like that. I mean, I've never looked into like whether Sopranos has much merch, but I know like The Wire.
Oh God, I don't know.
The Wire never got much merch. Like they only got 3 Funko Pops, and it always bugged me that they skipped over, oddly enough, Omar, who's like the most famous character from The Wire.
Wonder why they would have done that.
It's weird, because like The Wire, I would say The Wire has effectively 3 core main characters that are the heart of the show. And they got 2 of them, but the third one I would say is Omar, and instead of going with Omar, they went with Idris Elba's character, who is, significant, very significant, but he's only there for like half the show.
There's an Idris Elba figure out there somewhere?
Idris Elba Funko Pop. I'm sure there's several Idris Elba figures, because he's been in, several Marvel and DC and whatever things, but...
Oh, he has? Really?
He was in the good Suicide Squad.
Which one was the good Suicide Squad?
So this is as confusing as it gets. The
Uh-oh.
bad one is just simply Suicide Squad. The good one is the Suicide Squad.
Okay, and then isn't there another one that's like something like Get the Suicide Squad or something like that?
Oh, that's a video game. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League.
Okay, that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that. Let's talk about something cool like this level we're going into, which we're actually going to go into the Skaven nest. They,
Oh, nice.
Well, this isn't the Skaven nest underneath Helmgart, but this is another Skaven nest that was built in an old dwarf city.
Sounds like it's going to be a fun level.
Yeah.
They've all been fun. I can't think of one that I disliked. I guess the closest I could think of disliking one would be the sewer level, but that's only because every sewer level in every game is somewhat similar. You can't do a whole lot with it.
Yeah,
But
I think
it was
with
not
sewer
an
levels,
unfun level, though.
with sewer levels, I think you gotta get really ambitious and weird.
Yeah.
I remember old freedom fighters from IO. By the way, I never realized. Oh, I never
I
realized.
had to try.
I never realized.
And I love that the characters don't pull you up. They're just like, hey, get back up here.
Yeah,
Sorry.
your character's just ready to let go and die until they get given a motivational speech. I never realized
Yeah.
you can see the end of the level from the beginning.
Oh, cool. What part's the end?
That's the gate the shadow pillar gate we use to get out is right over there.
Oh, interesting.
We'll go in one cave entrance and come out the other.
I like that. That's pretty neat.
Yeah.
That reminds me of, in a way, a couple of the Zelda games. Link to the Past in particular, you could see the famous Death Mountain, the end game scenario, like partway through the game. You could actually see it off in the distance, and
Yeah.
I always loved that. That was that's that kind of foreshadowing I really like. That kind of ominous,
It sets
like in
a
the distance there's some
goal.
bad stuff. Yes, it does,
All
and
right,
also makes it kind of ominous and creepy.
it does.
At least in
You
the case
do
of,
go up there earlier in the game to get introduced to the ability to cross between worlds.
You go between Castle Hyrule, I think, and wait, you didn't say a link between worlds, did you?
Link to the Past had you switch between worlds. You go to that world where at first you're like a bunny or something.
Right, yeah. Before you learn that you can use something to make your character back to normal. It's like
Yeah.
a cursed spell or
The
something
Dark
like that.
World.
Yeah, yes,
Well-
the Dark World. Yeah.
And it used to be the Sacred World. There's a lever up here.
Here's someone growling at me.
Oh, yep, there's a few boys coming on up.
I'll get rid of them. Yeah, at first I wasn't sure if you said a link between worlds because I guess that was a Zelda game, just one I never happened to have played.
That one was a very big send up to Link to the Past they made in the early 2010s. Supposedly very good.
Oh, I can see why it would have been. Link to the Past is, I don't know. Everyone says Ocarina's the best. I think that a Link to the Past is an equal contender. That was a phenomenal game.
I think Ocarina is one of those ones like Final Fantasy VII where it's magical for a lot of people because it was the first time that they got a really good 3D game.
That's probably true. Yeah, the time would have been right for that. That was late '98, so still fairly early, relatively speaking, in the 3D realm.
Yeah.
And it was a phenomenal game. Like that's one Ocarina. That's one where, unlike Final Fantasy VII, I could say that one to me is a legit contender for best game ever.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, lighting the torches. Oh, there they come. All right, guys.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow, it is pretty much instant death as soon as you come at one from the assassin invisibility.
Yeah. Who?
In the last match, we had, if I had killed one less person, and if you had killed that one person I didn't get, we would have been perfectly tied.
Oh, I didn't even notice. We were talking about something.
Yeah. We were talking about something, that's right. We were talking about, okay, now I don't remember. We were definitely having some kind of conversation, though.
Oh! Bullet straight to the ass cheek. That Skaven.
Yeah, I
poorly.
went to get him when he was already done. Oh, did you say it was in the ass?
Yeah, I shot him in the ass.
And that he died horribly. Yeah, there's a movie that came out not too long after Pulp Fiction, and because of that, and because it was kind of similar to Pulp Fiction in terms of like talky gangsters and their own little kind of what would be the word? Kind of like their own sort of I can't think of the word. Not society. Whatever. I don't know. Anyway, the movie was called "Things to Do in Denver When You're Dead," and it's about some gangsters who are tasked by their their overlord, their boss, whatever, to go do something, and they fuck it up, and because of that, he marks them all for death, and they've got like a couple days to leave or face the consequences. And the cast is fantastic. Christopher Walken plays the boss. Andy Garcia is the main character. William Forsythe is one of the other guys. Treat Williams is another one. Christopher Lloyd is yet another one. Steve Buscemi's got an important role in it. Just a really good side supporting cast, and I thought it to be a very fun movie. Lots of neat little conversations the characters have about a lot of weird, lore building kind of stuff. For example, and the reason I bring it up is because one of the characters, having done something really bad, he's cursed with getting a buckwheat. I don't know why they call it this, but he's cursed with getting buckwheated, and what that means is getting shot directly up the asshole, so that he has to sit there and struggle to death for several hours until he finally dies.
Oh.
Yeah, it's apparently very painful, as I would imagine it probably would be.
Yeah, what's it got to do with buckwheat, though?
I don't know. I've never understood that. Again, it's part of the lore of the movie that I can appreciate this. They just don't bother explaining it. It's just like, this is just how it is, just deal with it. And while I like that, I've always wondered, well, what was the reason for naming it that? Like, even from a script writing perspective, why do they call it that? And I looked it up.
Agony to watching the Little Rascals.
Yeah, I'm assuming so. There's got to be something there. The episode where Buckwheat actually got shot in the ass and died on screen, that was a very dark episode.
Yeah.
Of the Little Rascals.
Maybe they're referencing the Eddie Murphy portrayal.
That there might be something there. I'm actually not sure. Like, I don't know. I maybe there's something with the actor himself. I doubt it. I've never heard of an actor being shot in the ass, let alone a famous actor like that. But I don't know.
At that point in time, as well.
Yeah, also true. There are some racist lines in the movie, so maybe just the people who wrote the script were racist? I don't know.
Gangsters are usually racists.
Yeah, it's portrayed as very subtle. Like for example, Christopher Walken says that he threatens that he's going to get a couple of pipe-hitting N-words to go take care of a character's girlfriend if he doesn't turn around and fix things.
Oh.
Yeah. Like, you don't do this, I'm going to get a couple pipe-hitting blah. Go take care of your girl, that kind of thing.
yeah, this old Godfather. They're already animals. Let them lose their souls.
Right, you remember that line? Yeah, he's like, let them have the drugs. They're animals anyway. Let them corrupt their souls.
Lose their souls.
It wasn't lose their souls.
Yeah.
I don't want it sold to kids. I don't want it near schools. Let the coloreds have it. They're animals anyway.
Yeah, well, I think it's, further than that, I think it's and the Mexicans.
I don't think he does mention the Mexicans, to be honest, but he might, and I just don't remember. Or are you saying that it's not a line in the movie, but that's just like the general theme with gangsters? Is that what you mean?
I thought that he specifically said and I thought it was Mexicans.
He might have. I only remember him saying the coloreds, but you might be right. That seems within the realm of possibility for sure.
Oh, ow.
I like these poor denizens. They're coming out of nowhere. Every single one of them probably has to think, I'm going to be the one to stop this. No,
it's
it never turns out that way.
Yeah, don't feel too bad for them. Every now and then you can look around and see the former inhabitants of this place before they showed up, and they did not have a good time.
Also true.
I noticed earlier a little bit of a pile of dead dwarfs back there.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Hey!
What did he just use a special for?
Kruber seems to automatically trigger it when a special comes nearby, when a special enemy comes nearby, but...
I see. That makes sense. What did that do?
Looks like it's moving a doorway in place for us to walk along. Yeah.
Oh, I see. I see.
Moved a catwalk in place.
Gotcha. Oh, that was satisfying. That was good.
Flaming limbs swirling through the air. Plague monks.
Well, that one didn't last very long.
No. I'm an alcoholic.
Who is?
Get-
Oh, that's right, the dwarf, right?
Saltspire says, Sigmar guides my strikes. And Kruber said,
Ah.
wish he'd guide mine, or at least lead me to a nice flagon of ale. You still not watched old Super Best Friends play the Punisher?
No, not yet. There's still a lot that I have to catch up with.
Uh,
I know you said that was one of their better ones.
yeah, I personally love it. It's pretty close to my favorite.
Oh, okay. I think you might have mentioned that before.
It's a very good one. It's got all Matt, Pat, and Wooly. I quite like Liam, but Liam would not have fit for that.
The three of them is my classic team. I mean, obviously, I've said this a million times. If it had to be two, I wish it were Matt and Wooly. But you know, the three of them together is about as best as it can get to me.
Yeah. Liam did figure out another one of my favorites, the old NBA one, but,
Oh yeah, I've asked about that. That would seem. I think my question was like, how could they possibly make an NBA video funny? Like what can you even talk about? But yeah, I remember you saying that was actually pretty good.
yeah, they actually skip over the games. The
Dog,
actual
don't they do the storyline or whatever? Is that what
Yeah.
they cover?
Yeah.
Yeah, that I could see being having some potential.
Oh, here we go.
Oh wait, what? Here we go. What?
Shall we begin? It's a monster. I don't know what. I assume rat ogre. It sounds like a rat ogre.
They just said
Oh,
there's a big one. Oh yeah, there he is.
Aha! Fucking Kruber knocked it out of the air by shouting at it.
Oh, that's what happened.
Oh, God! Good hook rat timing. I gotta say, the AI, really working like a team here. Holy shit!
Yeah, I took it to that guy about as fast as I could.
Yeah!
Did the invisibility thing on him. That probably helped.
Yeah, I think he got double penetrated, because you did that to his front while, you did that to his back while from the front I did, Bounty Hunter Saltspire's special move is a big, super gunshot. One single.
Oh yeah, I heard that.
Yeah. So I did that, I think, from the front while you did this stab to the back. So he went very suddenly from 70 health to 5%, I mean.
Yeah. Yeah, you were probably the one that got the killing blow.
Difficult to say and all that.
Yeah, it was it was quite the attack I think we mounted.
Yeah.
That's a pleasant thought.
Were you laughing at what he said, or the creature just going rah, 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 and then just dying like right off the bat?
Both. Oh, healing supplies. Eh,
Hear a lot of yelling.
that's the first time I've heard that Saltspire line.
Oh, sorry. Most of the dialogue just passes right through. I would like to listen to it, but from a gameplay perspective, it's just usually just like I'm not really able to focus on it.
Yeah.
And also, since I don't know most of the characters, like I just kind of like in one ear out the other. That's not a knock on the dialogue itself. I'm sure over time I'll be able to better appreciate it.
Yeah,
The fact that they even have the characters having dialogue during a match, I think is really cool.
Yeah. Saltspire, I tagged first aid kit, and Saltspire said, "Healing for the body, the soul must fend for itself."
Last night when I was playing, whatever, I guess the map I was playing on doesn't matter, and I wouldn't know the name of it anyway, but I was playing and I got, I was getting a little bit too reckless, and I got way ahead and was just doing lots of damage, and eventually I got hit by one of the things that holds you down. I think it was an assassin rat.
Yeah.
And I was getting pretty low, and yeah, my character was like, she's like, if I die, bury me under the ground. Something like that. Yeah, and one of the other characters was like, no, you're not gone yet. It's pretty cool.
Whoops. Whoops. Whoops.
What are you shooting at?
Trying to
Oh,
shoot
these
that
guys up
armored
here.
rat over there. I've got her repeater pistol, which, large volume of fire, but its accuracy leaves something to be desired.
Ah, okay.
Oh!
Oh, I saw that one go flying. Yeah, he went flying at you, and by the time I turned around, he was dead.
That was as quick draw as it gets.
Yeah, I literally saw it go flying up in the air past my head, and I turned around, and there's his corpse.
Alright, now we're getting into the Skaven city proper. So
Oh,
far
good.
it's
I'm
been
looking forward
dwarf
to it.
wreckage, but this is what a Skaven city looks like.
Yeah, the level design in every level has been really cool.
Yeah, I think it's really neat that, you know, we go way away from the usual human settlements here and go into a dwarf city instead that turns into this mess.
Yeah, this also goes with what you said earlier, which is that pretty much every level is, like, different. There's something different everywhere you go.
Yeah.
Where'd they come from?
Well, we did just barge into their house for once. For once, we're the aggressors.
We really are, yeah. They're just kind of minding their own business.
Yeah.
I mean, individually, at least. I mean, obviously, their society is kind of up to no good, but...
Yeah. They're just sitting here eating rats, eating dead dwarfs,
Fuckers.
smoking crack. I ain't even joking.
Eating
Well,
the green crystals.
Yeah. In fairness, they snort it. They don't smoke it.
It's that specific? Like, do you see this happening at some point?
No, but it's described a bunch in the lore.
Oh, okay.
I couldn't even hear that one. Oh.
I gotta tell you, it's gonna be for me at least kind of going backwards to switch from this character. I'm so used to how fast and murderous they are.
Yeah.
I mean, I have no doubt that every class is fun to play, but like I'm having so much fun with this one, it's like I don't want to go back.
Yeah, that's totally understandable. I like to switch between, like, rapid fire, all bloodbath, and the characters that are a bit more heavy, like, I'm gonna kill 5 dudes with one swing.
Yeah, that's kind of how it started. I took the guy that had the big pole axe or whatever, and that was fun. But then I thought, now that I've done that, let me try a character who's fast and furious. And it's like, oh yeah, I'm really digging this now.
And sometimes you really want to play a character who's not really got much of either going on, but he's great at really managing the bosses, the Chaos Warriors, and the monsters, and so on.
Which character would you say that one is?
Well, it's really more so the weapon types, I would say. Like, the weapon...
Okay.
Right now, I've got the Bill Hook, which is a DLC weapon, but nonetheless, it's, The Bill Hook is... It's okay for dealing with crowds. But it's, really the perk of it is that I can... press a button to use the hook to pull an enemy towards me, and it will always, without fail, hit stun pretty well anything that isn't a monster, so I can use it to just bully the shit. Yeah, I can just use it to bully the shit out of the armored enemies.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, just tug them around like a maniac.
We kill! The voice acting is fun.
Always sneaking, stabbing. Oh, here they come.
Works for me.
Yeah.
Bring them, bring them. Rat Ogre Pen, okay.
Yeah, well, we gotta keep them somewhere.
Yeah, I guess they really do. It's funny that they're in a pen. You'd think that those big guys would be, I don't know, like their bosses.
No, the rat ogres are stupid. They're basically animals.
Yeah, they do seem kind of like big werewolves.
Yeah, I think they used to be regular Skaven until the other Skaven had experimented on them.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't want to burn either, Krillian. You make a good point.
Yeah, I'd rather not burn.
It's preferable.
Yeah, I mean, given the choices.
Oh, they just keep them in these boxes. That's very cruel.
Yeah, it is. Just in storage crates.
You can
Put some
hear
meat
them
under
in there.
Oh, that's what that was. Okay, I heard some disembodied coughing. I guess that was probably one of them.
Oh my god, was this one eating a dead rat ogre? I think that one of the Skaven was just eating this dead rat ogre.
Might have been.
They eat each other, by the way, as you can probably tell.
Yeah,
Skaven society is an ugly, ugly thing.
it is.
A big part of the setting prior to the big Vermintide apocalypse was emphasizing that the Skaven are a bigger threat to themselves than they are to anyone else.
You know,
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say in real life, unfortunately, rats can get cannibalistic. Sometimes they even eat their own newborn babies. It's very sad.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's one of the Skaven things that when they have a litter, usually one or two of the big babies in the litter will eat the other Skaven babies, and then the one or two that come out are accepted amongst Skaven society. But,
they're like the strong ones, I guess.
yeah. Which Skaven society also means there's a good chance that you might just find yourself on the wrong slum or back street and get stabbed to death and then eaten by hungry Skaven, but
Okay.
the Skaven, again, don't really care, because they figure, if you die, you deserve it.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Really, we're giving them a pretty merciful death, because we at least ain't eating them. Or at least I'm not.
At least I'm not. Well, you don't know what I've been up to when you haven't been watching.
Yeah. You'd think the elf would have a pretty delicate palate, but you'd be wrong. Oh, I think not. Oh, another one coming in. You may want to heal, by the way.
Oh, I haven't been paying attention, yeah.
Luckily, the characters will usually say something whenever they're hurt.
Yeah. Very helpful.
Oh boy, blood everywhere.
I did the invisibility thing and started taking them from the back, but again, half of them seemed like they were already dead by the time I started swinging.
I want to have Emma stole from the back.
Yeah. Never gonna happen. Stop messing it up. That one's actually probably my favorite.
I love that, but my favorite part of the Hulk Hogan Connectomania will always be when Pat points out, it looks like you're shoving your arm up his ass to the wrist.
All the way to the wrist, because it really does. Yeah,
Black
I should
Fur
specify what I said.
Bridge.
Black Fur Ridge. When I said it's my favorite, I meant the episode, though, not that actual line of dialogue. Though I do like that dialogue as well.
Yeah.
It's just such a good episode, because not only is the game awful, but it's also a wrestling game, so that gives people like you and I extra enjoyment. And once again, it's my favorite team, because Woolie's there.
Oh boy, oh, my favorite WrestleMania moment. Oh, it would either have to be fucking Ric Flair Moses. First aid kit, by the way. There you go. You got it.
I grabbed it.
Ric Flair Moses is pretty good, but I love when they're playing, I think Day of Reckoning or WrestleMania 2000, whichever it is. Kurt Angle versus Ray in a ladder match, and the game bugs the fuck out.
Oh, right. Yeah. He's frozen, jumping off the ladder or something. I remember that.
Luke die! Yay!
Been a while since we had one of those.
And a free heal. Let's see.
Someone might as well use it. If you guys don't want it, I'll grab it.
Down the hatch.
Oh, yeah. See, it's pretty cool they make comments like that.
Yeah. Oh. Die.
I get happy whenever I hear the hissing, because then I know it's going to be a lot of combat, a lot of gore.
Well, that one's the ninja rat signal.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, you're right. It's like a horn when the rat crowd is going to come at you.
Yeah, a war horn will signal the oncoming of a horde. The Beastman horde is the one that you'll most distinctively always know, because you'll hear tribal music start rattling. Big old drums and shit.
That makes sense.
I'm actually not for sure if Beastman will trigger unless the host has the Winds of Magic expansion, so...
Oh. Was it added with that expansion? Is that why?
It was definitely at the time an exclusive of if you bought the expansion. I thought I'd heard that they made it free for everyone, though, eventually. Oh,
seems like a... Oh, nice, okay. We could use those. What specifically did you like the most about that WrestleMania that had the Ray and Angle moment? Was it that moment?
Yeah, just how fucking hysterical that bug was.
Yeah, he kept on swinging at him, and he kind of slowly went further backwards in midair until it finally fixed itself, I think.
Yeah, he superplexes himself from the ladder. It plays the animation for Kurt, but not for Ray.
Right.
And they did it by just having Kurt press the white button while on top of the ladder, because fucking old Xbox, there's a white button.
There is, white and black. Very odd.
Yeah, I remember when I would go to my cousin's house, and he had an Xbox instead of a PlayStation 2, and I was always so confused, like, well, what the fuck is this? So it's the white button and the black button. Well, why is it on the side of the controller?
Manufacturer wanted to be different. What can you say?
Yeah, they did just want to be different, because it was gone with the 360.
Yes, it was. To this day, I still prefer the Xbox controllers because the sticks are ergonomic. They're in a way that makes sense given how one would probably hold a controller. They fit with how I would hold a controller, with the left palm being slightly skewed from the right palm being in a different position to be able to tap the buttons more easily. Whereas on a PlayStation, these sticks are pretty much right next to each other at the bottom of the controller, which is a little bit more painful for me to hold.
Yeah, PlayStation, like, it's better for fighting games, because fighting games I'm always going to use the D-pad for precision.
Oh, yeah, good point.
But other than that, other than games that I want, like, the precision of the D-pad, yeah, the stick placement's better on the Xbox.
Yeah.
Yep, there we go. The Kruber took that as the signal. Okay, it's go time. Gulp, gulp, gulp. All right, let's rock. Oh, wait, was there an ammo box back there? Yes, there was. Let me... There was, yes. Good, I could use some ammo.
It didn't affect me, because, yeah, actually, I've not been firing, to my surprise. I've been doing more melee.
I've been firing a little bit, but I've been playing Bounty Hunter. Saltspire is the most ranged of Saltspire's careers.
How so? Is it do they just have skills that make it that way?
Yeah, like, the base talent you get, the base perk you get is once every 10 seconds, you're guaranteed to get a critical hit.
Oh, okay. Didn't see that coming from behind, did you, motherfucker?
No, he was not prepared. Oh, I think not. You will not be allowed to get near me. Yeah, as long as I keep drawing his attention, you just get infinite backstabs. That's hilarious.
That's excellent. I've got the perks that
we can't. He can't do anything. We're just staggering him over it. Okay, well, there's the Lord fight for Act 2 done. He didn't do a single move. We just fucking annihilated him.
Just fucked him up.
That was like, even once we ran out of special moves, like, Kruber kept pushing him from the front, and I kept hook grabbing him from the back, so he couldn't do anything.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, so then I was able to stab him so much from the back. That was some teamwork then.
That was absurd.
Yeah, I was wondering why he kept on moving forward, and I was like, well, he's not protecting his back. I guess I'll just keep it up. And then suddenly, yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, he kept coming after me because I kept shooting him in the face, so naturally he was like, well, I need to deal with this. But he can't deal with you and me at the same time if we're on opposite sides.
Oh, that was a good trick. That worked really well.
We whooped his ass so hard they aren't even sending any reinforcements. The other Skaven are like, oh, fuck this.
Get the fuck out of here, yeah.
This town is a ghost town now.
I was wondering, at first I was like, well, I think that's the boss, but why do you go down so easy? And yeah, that makes sense.
He's supposed to be at the same difficulty as Burble Spew Hellscourge.
Yeah, no, that one gave us the most trouble. This guy was nothing.
Yeah, we fucking creamed him.
We did, yeah. Got knocked the fuck out. Whoa! For a second there, I walked off of that thing. I clipped through.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I didn't realize I could do that, but then I clipped back, so it worked out.
By the way, look at this sick fucking hallway.
Yeah, what are those lasers? What is that?
Lava.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, the dwarfs like to channel lava so they can use it in their forge.
Yeah, also makes sense.
Of course, these dwarfs are dead by at least a decade or two, but such is the robustness of dwarf engineering.
You know, every property, it's all about dwarfs being, skilled laborers, miners, engineers, but also, they also kind of wind up, losing their society or whatever. They eventually go distinct, and that's true of apparently this game, Lord of the Rings, Elder Scrolls. It's a very common thing for the dwarves.
There are definitely still dwarf holds that are big and, operating well, but not here.
Yeah.
Barden, of course, comes from one. But
yeah,
the reason that is because the dwarfs, as Tolkien wrote them, Tolkien did not like to base things too directly off of real life, but he did admit that with the dwarfs, he went a bit too direct on making them a allegory for the Jewish.
Oh, okay.
Which, of course, makes sense for when you think about The Hobbit. Basically, the whole thing with The Hobbit is that the Lonely Mountain is Jerusalem, right?
And a bunch of the greedy, money-hungry Jews want to go back and get the gold out of their mountain.
Well, that's the big thing about The Hobbit, is that it's an incorrect stereotype about the dwarfs. It's thought, you know, the elves accuse the dwarfs of just being greedy, but Thorin wants to keep the Lonely Mountain, not because of the money, but because it's his ancestral home, and it was taken from his family.
Right, true.
Like, that's the whole thing with Thorin is not greed. Thorin's issue is pride.
Yeah, I guess it's also true. Yeah, the money is kind of incidental. They want the treasure, but it's mainly about him reclaiming his home.
Yeah, because it's his great-granddad or whatever was the king that lost it, and they've been denied ever since.
I guess if anything, he's tempted by the gold, but then eventually kind of wises up.
Yeah.
A little bit too late, but nonetheless.
Yeah, Warhammer dwarfs are kind of along the same lines. There's a little bit of lore that says, like, you know, dwarfs like to hoard gold, not for per se greed. As a matter of fact, they consider greed to be a mental illness, but because they believe that it's important that you leave behind a big inheritance for your children, and if you don't, it's irresponsible.
Ah, okay.
That's how Warhammer dwarfs are, of course. Don't know what beyond that for the greed of dwarfs in other settings.
I don't remember them being greedy in Elder Scrolls. They were just very industrious and scientific.
Overambitious.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I would say probably overambitious. That's what got them killed, basically.
Yeah.
Well, not killed, extinct.
Yeah, I mean, there's one or two still running around.
Yeah. I think there's one in Morrowind. He's profoundly important. He's one of the pivotal characters in the plot. But I think that's the only one.
Yeah. The one he had to replace his lower half with a little mech walker, right? Because of his
a little mechanical spider type of thing.
Yeah, he got that illness.
Yeah, Corpus, and he's the only one who's able to cure it, I think. But yeah, he was pretty fucked up by that point.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that you have to do in Morrowind is find a cure for Corpus, which is one of the things that proves you to be essentially, you know, Morrowind Jesus reincarnated.
Yeah. The
Nerevarine. Yep.
Let's see.
Come, Nerevar, friend or traitor, come.
It's time we had ourselves some pizza.
Didn't you say that there was one where he reviewed the different pizza places?
Yeah. There's one where he reviews the different Elder Scrolls race choices. And he goes
yeah.
And of course, you know, he gets Dark Elves and he's like, obviously the superior race. I guess you're allowed to pick others, but I don't know why you would. Oh.
What? What do you got?
Okay, I got to the level 25 talent point. Bounty Hunter. The 3 talents I can choose from. Ranged critical hits grant Victor and his allies 10% movement speed for 10 seconds. I mean, that's solid.
You don't think that's good?
Well, no, hang on. Listen to these other 2, though. Killing an elite or special enemy grants 1% damage reduction, stacking up to 30%. Lasts until end of mission or death.
That's pretty great. Yeah, that definitely is better than the other one.
And listen to this one. Killing an elite while out of ammunition restores 20% of your ammunition.
That's also really good. It depends. I guess if you focused on range, that'd be the one to go with. Otherwise, that middle one sounds fantastic.
Yeah, if you want to play more of a brawler style.
Right.
I'm going with that one for now. That's really fucking good. Let me wrap this recording, because we played 2 maps. That's probably enough for a decent-sized video.